Hello! I see all of you in the chat room in the pre-show, just chatting up a storm. Hello. Today is an open AMA, live Q&A, whatever you want to call it, and it is run by you. So if you have questions about live video or video tech, if you have questions about growing your audience, if you have questions about getting more engagement on streams, if you have questions about content creation, whatever you have questions about, please do put a Q in front of the question. And there, I'm gonna get them. I don't have words today. I'm just gonna apologize in advance. I'm a little sleepy. I did not go to bed until like midnight last night, I'll be honest, which is like way late for me. Welcome. It's so good to see you guys here. I'm thrilled to hang out with you on this Friday and wrap up this week, except my week is going to continue through the weekend for sure. I'll fill you in on all the details. We have a lot of stuff happening around here and in my world and therefore your world. So I've got some exciting things to tell you about, but I'll get to that here in a second. Callie took me out for my birthday dinner, but I wasn't doing that until midnight, that's for sure. So I don't know what I was doing. I was just like, couldn't sleep. It's early. Not early for me. I'm in bed by like 8 p.m., 9 p.m. at the latest. So I'm very much a I don't know. I don't want to make fun of anyone. Anyway, midnight, that's an early bedtime. That's funny. How does it feel to be 29? I'm not afraid to say how old I am. I did turn 43 yesterday. Thank you, Construction Croonies, for the birthday wishes and the $10 super chat. You rock. I appreciate you. And I got so many birthday messages yesterday. I couldn't keep up with all of them. So thank you all for that. I'm not a big birthday celebrator at all. Like, I love to celebrate. Callie enjoys celebrating her birthday. So I love celebrating her birthday and other people's birthdays who I love and who are friends with me. But I am not a big fan of celebrating my own birthday by any means. So yeah, exactly. I wake up at like 4 a.m., so 9 is a necessity for me as well. And I know I sound a lot of fun saying that I'm in bed by like 9 p.m. That's just me. That is who I am. 10 years ago. It just doesn't, like, I don't care about them, but I do appreciate each and every one of you. Now, okay, July 3rd, put it on your calendar. All right. Hello, Jason. Birthdays are Callie's favorite day as well. Aw, thank you so much, Marco, for the super chat birthday wishes. Again, I appreciate you. Funny. All right, so a couple of things. Big things going on around here, like big. We've got some really cool things in the works, and I am not gonna share all of those details with you just yet, but if you want to stick around for the next few months, you are gonna just, I'm so excited about what we're working on. So excited. It's gonna make the tech of live streaming so much easier for you. So we've got some really cool things in the works there. It's gonna make getting your audience growth and your content much better. So like we've got on both sides of the equation. Thank you so much for the super chat again, Marco. But yeah, so over the next few months, you're gonna see some really cool things from us come out. And so I'll fill you in as I can. But there are a couple of other things that I need you to know about right now. Are you ready to hear about the important things that are happening right now, today? There are 3 things that I gotta tell you about. Give me a yes or no in the comments if you don't want to hear it. And if you do have questions, be sure to post your question with a Q in front of the question so that I can get to your questions ASAP. My goodness, you guys, you just are rocking the super chats. You are so sweet. Thank you so much, Sammy, for the birthday wishes and the $10 super chat. Thank you, David Ryan, for the super chat. I was trying to avoid celebrating mine as well. I totally get you. It's not because I'm embarrassed. Like, it's literally not because I'm embarrassed about getting older or anything like that. I mean, I'm rocking my gray hair and all, but I just never, I never like to be the center of attention, which is weird because streamer here. But thank you, Eden. I'm assuming that's you in the camo account. Thank you all so much. Okay, so did I hear any yeses, or did you not want to know anything? Oh, I see yeses coming. Okay, so y'all want to hear about the things that are happening right now? Well, first of all, thank you, Eden. First of all, this Wednesday, we have something really important happening that you all have asked for. It's like so many of you have asked for more information on teleprompter. I released a video about that with some tips about how to have success reading from a teleprompter without looking awkward. But I'm going way, way, way deeper into all the things I have to share, from the tech to like which prompters you should buy, which accessories you need for having a better experience with the teleprompter, how to script properly so that you have an easier time reading from it, how you read. So we're gonna dive way deep here in the prompter training, so livestreamingpros.com/prompter. So I would encourage you, if you ever thought, I want to have a better experience with teleprompters, I don't want to look awkward, I feel awkward reading from them, even if you're not doing full scripts, there's a lot that you should know about using a teleprompter for success. So we're talking about all of that, livestreamingpros.com/prompter. That will happen on the 31st. And we may do a second one, but probably not. I don't know. But that is happening on Wednesday. So join me on Zoom for that training. And let's see. Teleprompters for me is more about looking into the lens than reading a script. There's no wrong way. Yeah, so there's a lot of ways that you could use prompters. We're going to talk about all of those ways, not just reading, but we are going to dive into scripting because there are things that you need to know before you ever start using the teleprompter in order to have success with it. I use it for my preview monitor. I use it for my Zoom calls so that I'm looking people in the eye. There are so many use cases for teleprompters. So we are going to dive all into that. So I hope you will join us there. I see questions coming. I'm gonna get to your questions ASAP. I'm just letting you know about the exciting new stuff that we have. And by the way, did you notice that little graphic? Did you notice that? That and this and this and this and this. Oh, wait, what? What? All of these are now available in the store as of this week. So new graphics for you. This is a fun little one so that you can actually get, topics on the sidebar as opposed to the bottom bar, which is something we've already had there. So lots of options for you on the store in terms of cool new graphics that you can use to engage your audience a little better and get more conversation happening with your streams or your videos. I really like the way these look. So all of that, including, stuff like this and quotes like that. Question of the day, right? Like you can use this for a lot of different ways. And so you have all of that accessible in our store as of this week as well. Mike says, oh, great addition to the graphics, right? By the way, are you going to get Vision Pro? These graphics are fire! Yes. Thank you for Magic Mr. Paul Dixon, Magical Mr. Paul Dixon. You noticed that these are in the store? How do you guys, question, I am actually curious about it because I did not email about this or post it on social. I was just curious at how you guys get notifications, or do you get notifications of things that are in the store? Anyway, if you guys have questions, put a Q in front of the question. Now, here's the third piece of news that I have. I will actually be heading out on Monday to LA for a very special announcement. It involves a company that I talk about a lot around here. It involves some very new gear. I'm not sure how much I will be able to tell you next week. However, I will be sharing behind the scenes photos and videos, and we will talk about. Well, I'll be teasing you. Let's just call it what it is. I'll be teasing you with some new, cool, exciting gear that I cannot wait to get my hands on. So I'm going to be going out to LA for that announcement and first look at some new gear that you guys will probably want to have in your studios. So I'll share what I can when I can, but there you go. I will, I'll be traveling next week, getting back just in time for the teleprompter training. So it's quite a crazy time around here with all of that stuff that we have going on. All right, real quick. If you haven't asked your question, be sure to do so with a Q in front of your question to get inside of my queue so that I can answer all of your questions. If you have questions about technology of creating video, whether it's, cameras or whatever, ask away. If you have questions about audience growth or content creation, if you have questions about getting out of your own head and out of your own way, what are you struggling with right now? That is the question. What can I help you with right now? Tim says, love the new graphics. Just bought a pack the other day. Looks like I'll be at the store for after the live stream. There you go. It actually doesn't. It actually doesn't. So LA sounds awesome right now in January. Yeah, so did y'all see San Diego is like underwater? Is San Diego flooded, I think? I saw a TikTok. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I saw one TikTok that San Diego was flooded and totally underwater, which is insane to think about. It's been the weather has been insane. But anyway, let's get to your questions. Let's get to all of the stuff that you need to talk about. Rich says, I'm struggling to believe you're 43. Absolutely no way. Why? You think I look older? Thanks. Really appreciate that. Just realized no Abby Cam today. No, sorry about that. No Abby Cam today, but I will get that. I will get that up and running. I saw a TikTok, relatable. I don't know what I'm actually talking about, but I saw a TikTok. All right, so here is a very important announcement, and Matt, thank you so much for something that everybody should be aware of if you use iPhones. Matt mentioned that there's an update to Apple iOS. It is a very important update. I saw a video about this recently where a guy was being interviewed from jail because of the things that he's done, which this update helps achieve. So basically he would steal people's phones, figure out like he would just watch them put in their code, social engineering and all, and he would basically lock them out of their own device and own Apple accounts, and then out of their bank accounts and everything else, and he would steal their money. And so this is something that has been occurring apparently, and so the stolen device protection for iPhones is out now. But here's the weird thing. It is off by default, which I find strange. So you do have to actually turn it on. It will, and this is not the normal things we talk about, but I think it's important enough that everybody should know about it. And so if you're not paying attention to the news around Apple updates, I would absolutely turn on stolen device protection. It just gives you an extra layer of security. Essentially, what he was able to do was bypass, like he could bypass, once he got into the phone, he didn't need their face anymore for, changing passwords and locking you out of your account. And so this protection now actually requires the face at different levels and different stages. So I hope I have that all right, but essentially it's, it would protect you against getting your stuff stolen. So yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I saw this video about that like a few weeks ago or a month ago or something, but camera reactions on by default, but stolen protection not. Makes sense. Right? I'm going back to my tech days. Yeah, well, Matt mentioned it in the chat room before, and it is something that is super useful to know about, but I didn't realize the update came out already, so that is out now. Turn it on. It is off by default. All right, let's see. Jay, looking at buying my very first MacBook, used refurb, is AppleCare really worth buying new? Are you asking if, because you can get AppleCare on new devices, if it's worth buying new versus refurb? So Apple has a very strict, Apple has a very strict process for refurb. So technically speaking, like refurb is quite good. However, I don't tend to buy refurb just because I've dealt with refurb, not an Apple, but like other, like I've bought a Sony camera and things like that, refurb, and I've always had problems with refurb, even if it's minor, right? That's not to say that you shouldn't. It's just something to be aware of, that you can encounter issues when you go refurb that aren't protected, right? And so I would just say, go in with caution. Like if the savings is worth it, then absolutely. And like I said, Apple does have a pretty strict process for refurb, so they tend to be pretty darn good. But yeah. So Marco is saying that he has never had a problem with Apple's refurb. I don't get, like, I used to get AppleCare. I don't anymore, but I also change my devices enough that I don't change my devices constantly anymore, but I used to. And I just haven't needed AppleCare in such a long time that I don't personally purchase it anymore, but that's totally up. That's totally up to you. Like, that is something that you absolutely can do, and it would potentially save you money down the road. The thief can't change your Apple password, use their face as the Face ID, turn off Find My, etc., etc. It's very handy, isn't it? Very handy. Paul coming in with, I bought refurb Macs, just they come in a plain box, no difference from new Macs apart from a lower price. There you go. Yeah, like I said, I've never bought Apple refurb. I've bought other refurb, but I do know Apple is well known for their high quality refurb, like new. Okay. Nice. Found the new graphics. Awesome. Do what makes you feel secure. Abso-freaking-lutely. Yes. Okay. Let's see. You guys are quiet today. You guys are super quiet today. What questions do you have? What are you struggling? Where are you? Let's hear from you in terms of what you're working on. Like, what are you working on? Chime in the chat room. I want to hear. Let's see. Callie did a poll. Do you use graphics in your streams and videos? Always 75%, never 25%. Wow. So out of you guys who do not use graphics, curious, why not? Why do you not use graphics? Just curious. What is your opinion on YouTube membership and early access to videos? So once you once you get monetized, you have access to YouTube membership and super chats and a lot more, right? So I do early access sometimes through Nebula versus my YouTube membership. And so that is, you know, a fun way to encourage people to sign up for a membership of some kind, right? Whether that's YouTube membership or something else. There's absolutely benefit. I do not have a brain today, guys. Like, I am struggling to talk. There's absolutely benefit to providing extra perks for your YouTube memberships. You will only get, like, the general public, the general viewership isn't necessarily going to care about early access unless you have crafted this loyal community and connection with your audience, right? And so you're gonna find that the people who want that as a perk are going to be your most dedicated viewers, the people who show up to the streams every single week, right? The people who watch your videos immediately. And so that can absolutely be a benefit. You just need to make sure that you're building that loyalty and that engagement so that you have more people who want that as a perk. And that's really the case for most YouTube membership perks anyway, is that you're gonna see the people who are signing up are more of the, you know, hardcore loyal community. And so absolutely, like, if you want to do early access, they have now the capability to do that to members only. So it's worth trying, right? Like, you can always use it as an experiment and see if it's helpful. Okay, let's see. Kids equals Apple Care for me. That's fair. That is so fair. Abby doesn't tend to, you know, take her anger out at my computers. So there's that. She usually will, like, lay her head on it while I'm working, but I found refurbished directly from the manufacturer is always a safe bet. Refurbished from somebody else is definitely hit or miss. That's fair. That's fair. I had an issue with a new MacBook Pro 14, not even a year old. Had an issue. They fixed it for free since I had Apple Care. Otherwise, you would have had to pay $700. Yes. I like the spelling of that. I usually spell it different. That's funny. My email is blowing up. Any tips for sending good emails? Fantastic question. Okay, so my tips for sending good emails. So when you're building your email list, which is a really important part of your strategy when you're creating content, if you are not offering a newsletter or a PDF or something of value for your audience to engage with you via email, you are missing out big time. So good that you are doing that. My audience in my emails tend to love my emails because I'm just real. I talk in a human voice. I don't necessarily talk like I'm writing, it just mimics my conversational tone here on these streams. I use, and here's a kicker, I use very short paragraphs, 1 sentence, 2 max per paragraph on my emails. If you write a whole paragraph, it's just harder to read and people are flooded with emails. So you got to make it easy for them to read. That comes in the tone, the language, and the readability in terms of format. So those are kind of my biggest tips in terms of emails to make sure that people actually want to open up your email. I also, inside of Accelerator program, which is actually closing soon, by the way, if you guys have been thinking about joining Accelerator program, that will be closing doors. We have a welcome call for our new members tomorrow, so be sure to get in there. But inside of Accelerator program, we actually have a training on emails, very in-depth training on how to send emails and what your strategy should be around that. And one of the things that I love about that training is about just sending human emails. Like, maybe we have a graphics, and we have new graphics out today, by the way, stuff like this, right? And we have the teleprompter training. So I will be sending out emails regarding graphics, or the prompter training that we have coming up on Wednesday. And so we have things that we want to let people know about, but I also aim to just send out human emails that have no call to action, that are just conversational, and that really helps people connect, so that they're not just being, offered something all the time. So that's what I would say in terms of that. Let you drink coffee. I need some coffee. Where's my coffee? Where is my coffee? Yeah, I figured that's what you meant. All right, next question. James, is there a better alternative to CamLink in 2024? Can you ask me next week? Can you ask me soon? Can you pay attention? That's all I'm going to say. Just pay attention over the next couple of weeks, and I might have a great answer for you. I love not being able to say anything. All right. I've been on vacation for 3 weeks. Nice. That's an awesome period of time for vacation. Of course, I didn't have enough videos in the banks, except short spent today on 2 months of community posts. Wow, amazing. At least you're doing something, right? And it's okay to take a break from your channel while you're on vacation. It is okay. Sometimes you can actually get, a revived interest in your content when you do take a break. You shouldn't take a break all the time, but that consistency is important. But it's okay to take a break. It's not the end of the world, for sure. Okay. Hello, Rob. Nice to see you. Just finished work. Nice. I'm glad that you were able to make it. Hello from Mexico, Mauricio. I followed you since years. It's so nice always watching you and getting tons of knowledge. You're the best. Well, thank you. You guys are so sweet to me. You guys are so sweet. All right. I don't have a membership set up at all. Just thinking through possible perks. Yeah, so take a look at your favorite channels. When you're thinking about perks for your YouTube membership or any membership, take a look at your favorite channels and see what they're offering. You got to think about who your audience is and what they find value in. And so you can, do things like early access to videos, like we were just talking about. You can do coupon codes. You can do merch. Merch is a little tough just because it's then you got to fulfill that. But it is possible if you have that. You can do behind the scenes content, extra videos, bloopers. There's a lot of content that you could just take from what you're already doing and provide to members that are extra special for them. Let's see. Is Loom a good idea for newsletters? I don't know how, what's the use case that you're thinking about for that? So Rob knows this. I use Looms to have conversations with my viewers who I need to get more information from, or if I just think it's better, from a video perspective, quick video versus an email and text form. And so I use Loom a lot, and we find that is very, very effective. In terms of a newsletter, if you're going to do a video update, I think that's where you're going with this. It's a video update through Loom that you want to send to your email subscribers. Yeah, you could absolutely do that. I think that would be a really powerful way of connecting with people. And in fact, I might actually try that. Thank you, Rob, for the idea. But here's what I would do is turn off comments on the Loom side, because what you'll find is people tend to comment on the Loom itself, and then you're losing out on that conversation via email, and that there's now 2 different places that you could possibly have to actually respond. And so I would turn off comments on the Loom side, and just in the email itself say hit reply, give them that call to action of saying hit reply and answer this question or whatever, right? That way you have this conversation happening via email. And that's not only good just for the connection, but it's also good for your email deliverability, because that will train the system to say, like, these people actually are enjoying this content, if that makes sense. Okay. Coffee. Please? Where is my coffee face? Am I behind? Am I this behind? Subscribe and find out all my tips. Callie taking you on a 3K clothes shopping spree. I mean, if she wants to. I don't think I have enough closet space for $3,000 worth of shopping and clothes, but let's see. I just bought the HD60X. Don't tell me there's a better version. I can't say anything. But we will be talking about a lot of new fun gear that is coming up. Those of you who saw my post about all my mixers. Oh my God, you guys. Did y'all see that in social? I should have put that in email, actually. I might do that. But I have like 6 different mixers that I took a picture of. I like put everything on the floor in one place. I was like, I might have a problem here. I owe you lots of ideas, so you're most welcome. Thank you. Okay, next question. I'm just trying to catch up. Ew, egg cookies. Ew. But it depends on who you ask. If you're trying to please Callie and, stay on her good side, then it's eggs, egg taxes, as Callie says. I demand cookies, but whatever. I would much rather you please Callie, because she is the one in charge of moderation, right? And so you don't want to piss her off. Okay, next question. I can't answer that. M1 or M2 MacBook Air or MacBook Pro, which would be better for video editing? That's my main concern, because I know they kill it at music production. Definitely go for the Pro. Stay away from the Air. For streaming, for video production, editing, do not use the Air. I have a whole video on this, Jay, about why you shouldn't use the Air. And it is the same exact answer. It's around streaming, but it's the same exact answer for the video editing question that you're asking. So I would definitely go watch that. It explains in technical detail why we do not want to use the Air. But essentially, it doesn't have a fan, and it doesn't really have the capability to really push the power through that you need for what you're doing. So I would absolutely go for the Pro. The Air is a great lightweight thing if you want to just take that, like if you want to have an Air and a MacBook Pro, or maybe in your studio, or for editing, if you're not doing that on the fly, maybe you get a Mac Mini, right? That you could use for that if you want the Air for like travel or lightweight movability, because that's a word. Yeah. Marco says, yeah, definitely watch that video. Thanks, Marco. Callie, president of moderation. That's funny. You're beating me. Well, okay. But it depends on, those are just pure mixers. Then we have like the Streamer X, which is audio and video. So then I match you, Sammy. I'm trying to think of what else. And I just want to say this, like, even though I posted that picture, and I was like, I might have a problem, like, remember that I get this stuff sent to me. I'm not here buying 6 different mixers, just for what it's worth, because I don't want you guys to get gear acquisition syndrome. I don't want you to just buy all of the stuff. I want you to buy the right stuff for you. And by the way, the thing that I was talking about at the top of this video, where I was talking about the fact that we have some really fun, cool stuff that we're working on behind the scenes here at LSP to be able to get you the help that you need in the way that you need it, more efficiently, quicker, easier, with less confusion. So that is really geared around this conversation of like, don't buy all of the things, just buy what you need to get the job done. And of course that tech will change, right? Like I have 6 different mixers because they keep producing newer and better things, or for different use cases, bigger versus smaller, different functionality. And so, you know, sometimes you'll find that what you have would actually be better off with a new piece of gear. But sometimes when you're buying new gear, it may be that you actually don't need to upgrade because what you have is working for you. So I just always want to like have that conversation with you, because while I have a lot of gear around here and you guys know it, I also want you to stay focused on buying the right things for your use case, for what you need to accomplish, so that you can focus more effort, brain space, revenue, all of it, money, on the things that are actually going to get you that traction, creating content, building that business side of things, doing those emails, right? Like there's a lot of benefit to controlling yourself. All right, Thomas, is there a replay included in the teleprompter training? So we will be live doing this, yes. I mean, as long as the tech holds up, like as long as the tech doesn't fail me, yes, we will provide a replay for you once you get registered for this training. So when you get registered for the training, you will get access to the live as well as the recorded replay. What was I going to say? Oh, so this training is going to deep dive into all things teleprompter. So you guys have asked me for this in depth. Like I put out some videos about the Elgato prompter and everybody was like, we need more. We need to understand like how to show up without looking awkward, without being stiff in front of that teleprompter. So we're going to talk about scripting. We're going to talk about different use cases for a prompter. We're going to talk about the tech, which gear you should buy and what accessories would be helpful to you. We're going to talk about how you actually present in front of the camera and read successfully so that you don't sound like a robot. So yeah, we've got a lot of deep dive on that. You will, once you get registered, you will have access to a replay as well. Okay. Y'all, I'm so tired. Is it nap time yet? Callie kept me up late. I'm just gonna blame it on her. Totally agree. The Rodecaster Pro is serving me well, so not upgrading to the new one yet. And really the cool thing is right now, the cool thing with all of the teleprompter, or blah, blah. See, words. The cool thing with all of the mixers that I have that I posted pictures of is that you actually have different use. Kathleen.
Accepted. Welcome. Shutting down.
Thank you for the gift of the 5 memberships from the top. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, where, what? Welcome, Michael, to the LSP family. Chris is now Oregon. James,
accepted.
Jay, use your words. I'm sorry. I'm trying. I'm trying to use my words.
Security breach.
Welcome everybody to the membership. Thank you for Kathleen for gifting those. Got to celebrate the birthday. Well, thank you. Appreciate you.
Username accepted.
Welcome to everybody. I don't know. I have no freaking clue. Oh, I was talking about the fact that not all of the mixers do the same. I mean, they do essentially the same thing, but there are benefits of each one. And so especially when you're looking at Mackie versus Rode, like Mackie has some special things and Rode has some special things. And so what is your use case? I talked a lot about that in depth when I was doing the Mackie DLZ Creator XS breakdown last week, 2 weeks ago, whenever that was. But do you need 2 mics or do you need like 15? That matters. Excuse me, I have the hiccups too. Well, now that I have all these super chats, I might actually splurge for some coffee. Thank you. Promise. Okay, I promise. Thank you for the super chat. All right. You guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Because my brain is like so gone. I have, like I said, we're working on a couple of like really big things around here. This weekend, I am going to be making sure that this prompter training coming up is ready to go for you. This weekend, I'm also going to be preparing to travel to LA for some fun new gear announcements. And you will definitely want to pay attention to my socials for behind the scenes of all of that. And let's see, what else am I working on this weekend? Oh, some other stuff around who's doing a podcast. Question, who's doing a podcast or wants to? Malachi, looking forward to the prompter training. Fantastic. I'm looking forward to helping you out with that. Who's doing podcast? Okay, Malachi, yes, cool. Oh, steak, okay. Do video podcast count or audio only? Video as well. Launching a new podcast this month. Fantastic. So the lines are blurring for sure when it comes to podcasting. But I, starting next week, on the 1st, I have some special stuff for you regarding podcasting and actually using podcast to get a bigger audience. So that's all I'm going to say for now. But I'm also working on that this weekend. So there's a lot that we have for you in order to get you bigger and better results in 2024. So pay attention. If you're not on my email list yet, get on the email list. You can go to our website and I'm sure we have a free something for you in order to sign up for the email list. But we will, like, starting the 1st, you're going to want to pay attention if you, 1, want a bigger audience, or 2, if you have a podcast. Even if you don't have a podcast, this is for you. So I'm looking very, very, very special, looking very, very forward to that. No, it's not that. It's not that, but I will definitely be helping you out with growing your audience, whether you have a podcast or not, starting next week. Got some special stuff for you. Yes, you are looking very, very special. Who are you talking to? Okay. Okay, contemplating the video podcast ideas. Nice, nice. Okay, Sammy, I'm doing short films now, thinking of using a teleprompter for the actors, so then they would know the lines, since sometimes there's a lot. Do you think using a teleprompter would be helpful? So here's how I could see that going. I think depending on, like, are the actors talking directly to the camera? If so, then cool, yes. If not, then it would be very awkward for them to glance over to the main camera with a teleprompter for their lines. However, what you could do, Sammy, is have a teleprompter on a side camera, or literally just no camera. Just a teleprompter, for them to glance off. Like if two people are talking to each other in a scene, they could just like glance past the person, right? And grab their lines. So that would be a use case for it for sure. But it would just be, I would just think through like, are they actually talking to the camera? If they are, do not put the camera and the teleprompter on the same mount. Just separate those things out, give them the space that they need to be able to see it without like staring the camera down, because that could be super awkward. I was thinking that. Okay, fantastic. Yeah. Thank you so much, CS Live, for the super sticker beaming face with smiling eyes. All right, you guys. Oh, wait, we're not done. Okay. I want to buy a new MacBook. What should I be able to... See, I can't even read. Y'all, there's something wrong with me. What should I get to be able to do live streams easily using Ecamm Live? So we have a whole video about that, but any of the M2 or M3s will do you perfectly well. Just don't get an Air. So no Air, but any of the M1, M2, M2 or M3 will serve you well. You just get a MacBook Pro, or you could do the Mac Minis as well, and you're gonna be good. I mean, go for as much as you can afford is kind of the key difference here. That way you're future-proofing yourself for the future. But in terms of specs, 16 gig RAM minimum, please. And we have a whole video about Mac specs as well, so that might be something worth watching. I don't think we've updated that since the M3s came out, but you can use some of the details there and match that as well. Okay, just put a voice over the questions. Yes, definitely. All right. Now I'm really leaving you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope that you will put on your calendar every Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific. Come hang out with me next week. I promise to be coherent. But do pay attention. Oh, just watch the video about the M3 Max. There you go. Watch that video. Thank you. Thank you, Flash in Your Pan. I appreciate the birthday wishes as well. No, I'm not saying that out loud. Otherwise, everybody will kill me. Put your dancing shoes on. Don't forget to sign up for the teleprompter training. We will get deep dive on that. You will get a replay. As long as something doesn't go wrong technically, but that's my goal. And make sure that you have everything you need, from the tech to the presentation to the scripting to the different use cases to the accessories that can help make it a better experience. All of that. You're going to put your dancing shoes on. We're going to dance this baby out and thank our YouTube members. And I really, really appreciate all of your super chats as well today. I appreciate you. Thank you, Stan. I appreciate you as well. Have a wonderful weekend. I'm going to be working throughout it. So keep me company on social, give me pep talks on social. Power through this weekend. Got some big projects coming your way. All right. We'll see you next week. Pay attention on Monday. I'm going to be behind the scenes in LA with some cool, fun stuff. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to actually share, but you're going to want to pay attention. Okay. Bye.
Turn it up. turn it up.